What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, if you see something that you like here today, please don't forget to subscribe at some point. Those of you stopped by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So today we're covering the 10 fragrances, which was hard to narrow down actually, that have gotten me the most compliments in my lifetime. There's some that got left off of this list that you may be expecting. I just had to rank them to what I can think people have commented on the most. Stay tuned. So they're not necessarily any particular order, but I mean, I kind of did save the most complimented for last. That's really the only one that's ranked. But jumping right off into it, one that is kind of 1A and 1B for my favorite blue fragrance with Salvatore Ferragamo Acqua Senziale Blue. This is actually from Bvlgari. This is Aqua Atlantique. There's no denying the effect this thing has. It's a summer performer, very powerful, very aquatic and marine blue fragrance. It's extremely versatile. It's very potent. People love the way this thing smells. In the air, it's got an intoxicating aroma. There's no denying it. Every time I've ever worn it that I can think anyways, maybe a few times where nobody said anything, but 9 times out of 10, somebody's gonna have something to say when I wear this fragrance because it just, like I said, it just has an intoxicating aroma. For being a marine aquatic fragrance, it sure does the trick as far as gaining some compliments. And that's from Bvlgari. It's Aqua Atlantique. Next, this is actually the weakest performer in this video today, but there's no denying in that first 2 hours when you can really smell it when you walk by someone, it does the trick. Very versatile, very blue type of fragrance, ambroxan, amberwood type of thing. It's from Coach. It's the original Coach for Men. This thing has worked wonders for me, really and truly. I love the way this smells too. As you can see, there's a pretty good dent in that one. You can go suit, you can go t-shirt, it don't matter. This thing's versatile. It's good in any season. Probably not the best for super cold weather because it's not the strongest performer, but like I said, in that first 2 hours, when the scent trail's rolling pretty good, that first hour it's projecting, you know, solid arm's length. That second hour, it's kind of moving in a little bit closer. Walk by, there's no denying. This is extremely mass appealing. In my personal experience, people love the way this one smells. The secretary at the front desk, your partner you go to lunch with, that customer that just walked through the door, whoever. If they can smell it, they're gonna like it. It's the original Coach for Men. Next, in regards to gaining compliments, this is actually a monster at that. It is a magnet, a machine for garnering compliments. It's from Armaf, Club de Nuit, Intense Man. It's an early 2018 batch. I don't know what the performance and the smell is like on the newer batches. I've heard it's changed a little bit. This is actually very smoky. Oh man, extremely beautiful too. One of the strongest compliment pulling fragrances that money can buy. This stuff works so well off of my skin. It is a monster. It is cheap, $30 range, and it works. This is better than Invictus. It's a clone of Invictus. It kind of does its own thing, really and truly, because it's got that lemon opening instead of pineapple. The dry down's incredible on this. It really pushes off the skin, and this pulls in the compliments. Those of you that have a bottle of this, you know exactly where I'm coming from. This stuff works, and every time I wear it, it's like clockwork. If they can smell it, they will love it, and a lot of them want to tell you how great it smells. Armaf, Club de Nuit, Intense Man. Always works. Next, this is one I really stick to cold weather with because it's so pungently strong and powerful, and the performance is absurd and outrageous, and I can't imagine wearing this in the heat because it's got to be extremely cloying. Red Tobacco from Mancera. Every time I wear this, which I don't wear it all the time, I got to be in the mood for it, but boy, when I do, it's gonna fill the room if I spray it. That's why I don't want to spray it. The tobacco, the oud, the incense, the sweetness. It smells better in the air than it does directly off skin, and it smells great directly off skin. You get somebody walking behind you, or you walk by somebody, they're gonna get a whiff of this. And I would say majority of the time, because that's been my experience, somebody's gonna say something, because the average person has never smelled this fragrance before. And it's gonna intrigue them. They're gonna think it smells great. Most people. Not everyone thinks everything smells good, but in my personal experience, this thing works like gangbusters. You hear me? Red Tobacco from Mancera is a compliment machine. Pretty much everything on here, in my experience, has been. That's why it's in this video. And this, probably when it comes down to winter fragrances, this one pulls them in the most. It's Mancera Red Tobacco. Now this next one, results may vary. The reason it's on this list is because it's my wife's favorite fragrance. I actually don't even wear it that much because it's not one of my favorite fragrances. I don't mind it. I like it. But she just goes gaga over it. Mercedes-Benz Club. Yeah, I know. Some of you watching, you just got shocked by this. It just works. The rhubarb in this thing, it's absurdly powerful. It's a Brillo pad fragrance, like I like to call it, because you damn near need a Brillo pad to scrub this thing off your skin. It'll stay on your clothes even after you wash them. Powerful. Crazy, crazy, crazy powerful. Has a little bit of a hay note to it. The rhubarb's very strong. This is actually a fresh fragrance for as strong as it is, and my wife absolutely loves this one. Those of you that have been around the channel since the early days of the channel, when I used to talk about this one a little bit more, you already knew this. Those of you new to the channel, this is the first time you're hearing this. This is my wife's favorite fragrance out of all the fragrances I have in my collection. It's not that when I wear it, others give me compliments. It's that she does. She loves this stuff. It's cheap. It's very polarizing. It's not for everybody. Some of you may be even laughing because you can't stand this fragrance. And hey, I get it. It's not for everyone. But when it comes to my wife, I'm guaranteed compliments with Mercedes-Benz Club. Give it a try if you want to get bold and step out on a ledge, because who knows, it might work just as well for you. Or you might hate it. Who knows? Next, this is one of my favorite spicy fragrances. It's tried and true. It's proven. It works for a lot of people. And it definitely works for me. Viktor and Rolf, the original Spicebomb. The bomb. Man, a heavily replicated spicy DNA for good reason, because it's a fantastic spicy fragrance. It doesn't perform like it once did, but it still performs pretty well for me. 7 to 8 hours longevity, 2 hours of very strong projection. This thing almost fills a room in the first hour for me. Second hour, about arm's length, and then, you know, it leaves a mild scent trail afterwards. But every time I wear it, you can see I've started to put a decent little dent in that bottle, because I have so many. It takes a while for me to really run through these. I've worn this several times, and just about every time somebody has something to say. Some recognize it, a lot don't, because unless you've smelled it before, you're not necessarily going to know, hey, that's Spicebomb you're wearing. But those guys that have had a bottle of this pick up on it pretty quickly, because it's a distinct DNA. Ladies love the way this one smells, as long as the spice doesn't make them sneeze, because the spice can be overbearing for some with sensitive noses in that first hour. But once you let this settle down after about 15-20 minutes, it's magical. And that's Spicebomb, the Eau de Toilette from Viktor and Rolf. The bomb. Next, this is one for more in the cooler months. Fall, early spring, definitely in the winter. Great for dates, great for evenings out. It's very warming. It's very spicy. It's from Zaharoff, Wanted by Night. This is some really, really good stuff. A fantastic flanker to the original. Oh man, that clary sage, bubblegummy kind of Invictus opening, but with a lot more cinnamon, a lot more spice, and it's powerful. This is another one, they're gonna smell you coming, especially in the first couple of hours. This thing's potent, but there's no denying how well this works. This is a big 5-ounce bottle. That's why it's almost the size of my head. Wanted to have a lot of it because it's that good. It's powerful, it's long lasting, it's compliment getting, it's great for dates, great for events, great to just pull a woman in. It just works. From Zaharoff, Wanted by Night. Next, This one's actually inspired by a few fragrances from Niche. It's kind of a combination of Oud for Greatness, Psychedelic Love, with a few pheromones. It's from Happyland Studio. It's Paisley Sky. Yeah, this is my original bottle with the handwritten label. This stuff, whew, it's a gaga kind of fragrance. It's got a great sweetness to it. The oud is minimal. It's synthetic and extremely wearable. It's not overpowering. It's far from. This is not a strong oud fragrance. But it's powerful. It's long lasting. And it's very, very intoxicating and sexy. This is a sexy fragrance. There's no denying this. This can bring on some intimate times. It pulls compliments. People are going to enjoy this as long as they like sweet and they like seductive. If they don't like sweet, seductive fragrances, then they won't like this. Some people aren't gonna, but for the majority, Paisley Sky pulls them in. I'm just telling you, it's my favorite fragrance from Happyland Studios for good reason, because it's the best fragrance from Happyland Studio, in my opinion, of course. Next, I know this can be kind of boring to have this in a video at this stage, but there's no denying how well it works. Acqua di Gio, Profumo. It just works. I mean, I could just say that and move to the next one, really and truly. Giorgio Armani, Acqua di Gio, the grown-up, more versatile, matured version of the original #1 selling men's fragrance. Get you a bottle. It's great. And last but not least, this is the fragrance that has pulled the most compliments that I can remember to my recollection. This is the king of compliments in my humble collection. Paco Rabanne, Invictus Aqua 2018. Whew. Between me loving it and people around me loving it, the trophy is fitting. It's the champion of this type of video for me and my experiences. I don't believe I've ever worn it and not gotten a compliment. I can't not remember a time. Because I'm pretty good about remembering, you know, that's the way my memory works. I'm pretty good about remembering what I wore and when and how many times, and scent memory tied to everything. That's why I love fragrances. I don't recall ever wearing this and not getting at least one compliment. It's mass appealing. It's a blue style aquatic. But it's so good. It's so good. It's heavily replicated. There's no denying it. It's just what it is. Invictus Aqua 2018 is the absolute most complimented fragrance of all time for me and what I have worn in my life. Well, until next time, guys, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. How many of these do you have? How many of these give you similar results to what I described? Because there's a lot of fragrances that pull compliments for me that I have. From clones to niche fragrances to high-end designers to low-end designers to cheapies to whatever. I got a lot of fragrances that work a lot of the times. And somebody's going to say, that smells good. Oh, what are you wearing? It happens with a lot of these. I had to narrow it down to 10. These are the 10 that pull me the most that I can think of. And until next time, guys, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these, you give them a spray now. Man, you're bound to thank me later. I sure get compliments with them. Have a good one, guys.